I'm Jean Marie Jobs, and by the end of this video, you will have 5 specific ways to help you get out of your own way, because we all get in our own way because blind spots. Before you watch this video, go watch the preceding video on how judgments create blind spots, and then come back to me. This is not about fixing yourself. It's not about a seek and destroy mission. It's about finding out what you might be missing and why that might be important to you. Number 1, notice your always and your nevers. Anytime I hear myself or someone else say always, never, it lets me know there is a lack of curiosity happening. Always and never are great indicator lights that you're reinforcing a blind spot.
Someone suggested for Cody, my husband, and I to never use never and to try to stay clear of always. It was a way for us to really get ourselves off the hook for any sort of growth. Yeah. If I could say that's never going to happen or they always do that, it was like, cool. Like I can wipe my hands clean of this and I really don't have to see if I actually play a part.
So slow it down. Look for the opposite evidence. See what else could be just as true or even truer than the story that you are continually reinforcing. Number 2, ask other people for feedback. This part sounds simple, but it's not. We all have a somewhat complicated relationship with feedback. And without feedback, there's no way to move us powerfully towards vision.
There was a time, probably early on in our marriage, Cody sat me down one time and gave me feedback. He had told his friend a story with a lot of detail. I was like, why didn't you tell me that? Like, why wasn't I a part of like you revealing what was happening? And he was bold enough to tell me like, I actually don't experience you as safe. Jean, I was like, no. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm not safe? Because I was like, I'm so chill, I'm so cool. Like, I'm always here to support you. How am I not your safe person? And then I sat with it of like, well, clearly I'm not, or else he would have told me. Oh. And what it showed was like, gosh, I actually really do value you feeling safe. And if I'm not, how do I grow in this area and close the gap so that like I am the first person that you call? Because clearly this has way more to do with a gap that I have than what I'm perceiving.
Notice if you ask for feedback and after you hear it, your initial response is to explain it or defend it, really go through how and why and the circumstance, etc. No. Ask for it, listen to it, and just sit. And see what opens up for you when you are willing to sit with the discomfort. Number 3, stay curious. I was working with a colleague and they said something to the effect of, well, if I was struggling, you would be the last person I talked to about it. Like, what? It was so disorienting. And then I thought, okay, be curious. You're always asking people to be curious. Hold on, I got to catch my breath. And then, tell me more. That changed a lot for me. It was hard to hear and it changed so much because something just clicked and I went, wow, I didn't see that. Certainty feels safe. It feels predictable. And to have curiosity, to remain open, takes courage. You might be wrong. You might learn something. You might find something out that is completely the opposite of what you've been banking on. But wouldn't you rather know? One way is to notice as people are talking to you, as you're listening, notice if you're saying to yourself in your head, I already know, I know. That level of certainty, that need for certainty is a great place to find a blind spot. Number 4, track your emotional reactions. I know when I popped off at one of our colleagues. It just came out of my mouth so fast, and then I couldn't put it back. And I thought,
oh, it's already out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were stunned, and then I was stunned at myself, and then I'm trying to get out of a shame spiral. What just happened? Like, I had such an elevated response to a small comment. I was able, thankfully, to unpack, and it had nothing to do with them. There was something else that had just happened the week before that was not resolved, that was very painful. Mm-hmm. And it was still, living somewhere. It's like, oh, I just stepped on a landmine. I didn't know I'd put a landmine there.
Notice if something is happening and the event itself is not really that important, but your internal response, or maybe your external response, is a 10. When what's happening is not actually that big of a deal.
Your body often notices things before your brain registers them, so pay attention. Pay attention to the tension.
If you find yourself getting tense, your heart rate is elevated, your brain is flooded with so many thoughts, you have just found a blind spot. Congratulations. So take some deep breaths. Check in. Does it have something to do with what's going on, or something else that has nothing to do with this moment? And number 5, explore your judgments.
I was training to be an executive coach, and there's a part in our training where we get asked to do live coaching, and I shot my hand up. I was like, I'll get you coached live. My peer was like, okay, what do you want to talk about? And I was talking about my practice, and what it revealed was this harsh judgment that I had. And he followed up with this question of well, is this a pattern that you see in other places? And I paused and was like, oh no.
Oops.
I judged my husband. I judged my kids. And it was blind because I was viewing it as oh, I'm just doing such a good job of caretaking. And so it felt so noble, and really digging deep, it was oh no, what's behind all of that is that I judge you for not being able to do it yourself. And it was showing up everywhere. I was so blind to it. And yet it was this moment of oh, okay, this could be a game changer for me.
Yeah.
Hey, judgment is not the problem. We all judge. The opportunity is to notice that it is a judgment. It's not a fact. It's not a certainty. What would it look like to just hold your judgments lightly and stay curious?
This is an opportunity for you to see where your blind spots take you. Because remember, blind spots are attached to certainties. Judgments, certainties. And the more that we're willing to hold our certainties lightly, examine our judgments, the more blind spots get exposed, and the more freedom then we ultimately have to create the life, the relationships that we are committed to.
You don't find blind spots by trying harder. You find blind spots by slowing down. If this was helpful for you, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to know what stood out and what you found really poignant, resourceful, clear for you to use in everyday practical life.